Fiscal conservatism, also economic conservatism or conservative economics, is a political economic philosophy regarding fiscal policy and fiscal responsibility, advocating low taxes, reduced government spending, and minimal government debt. Free trade, deregulation of the country, free trade, deregulation of the economy, Freudian slip, lower taxes, and privatization are the defining qualities of fiscal conservatism. Fiscal conservatism follows the same philosophical outlook of classical liberalism and economic liberalism. The term has its origins in the era of the New Deal during the 1930s as a result of the policies initiated by reform or modern liberals, when many classical liberals started calling themselves conservatives as they did not wish to be identified with what was passing for liberalism. So it goes on to say, in the United States, the term liberalism has become associated with the welfare state and expanded regulatory policies created as a result of the New Deal and its offshoots from the 1930s onward. Fiscal conservatives form one of the three legs of the traditional conservative movement of the United States, together with social conservatism and national defense conservatism. Many Americans who are classical liberals also tend to identify as libertarian, holding more socially liberal views and advocating a non-interventionist foreign policy while supporting lower taxes and less government spending. And you know something? I'm going to tell you this. A year ago, I would have read that and been like, I have no idea what that is. But then again, what I was doing was looking up what does fiscal conservatism mean. I have never talked about it for certain reasons because I never knew what it meant. And no matter which side of the three sides I hear talk about it, each side claims something strange. So it's hard to go with that. And I looked up, okay, look, let's just break it down. What's fiscal? Relating to government revenue, especially taxes, or as a noun, a legal or treasury official in some countries. Okay, so basically what I'm going to break this down to is this. Conservatives, whether you are Democrat or Republican, you have no clue of what you are thinking about, talking about, voting about. I'm going to tell you that now. I have never voted for anyone based if they were fiscally conservative or not. Never. I don't vote on shit I don't know about. And all I've ever heard was, I'm fiscally conservative. You're not fiscal. And you know what, I'm now reading all of this. Remember when Hillary Clinton in 2016 was, asked, are you progressive? Do you have any social values? And she was really not wanting to answer that. Remember that? She was, I don't know, progressive. That's got a nasty term here in Washington. I don't want to, if I associate myself with progressives, I'm not going to get that money. That's where she was. And a lot of damn establishment Democrats were. So after a while, now just think about this. Hillary and the other establishment Democrats kept making sure to say they were not progressive. They were not social. They were not socialists in general. They wouldn't even be socially democratic by any means or democratically social. It didn't matter. They just weren't it. I'm a Democrat. That's it. I'm a Democrat, and I'm moderate. I'm centrist. I'm in the middle. I want to work on both sides. I want everybody to come together. And personally, me, I was like, shut the fuck up. Pick a side and be it to the maximum that you can be without, killing yourself. So after a while, it got to the point right before Bernie conceded where she said, I'm progressive in a lot of areas, and in some areas I reserve myself. So this thing, she had to be pressured to be for the people. Just really, that's what that translates to. She had to be pressured to be for the people. Then you get all this other crap about fiscally conservative and this and that. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump, as I listened, reported by Ring of Fire, owes $16 million to the water company and has only paid up to, I think, 10 or 11 million. And the water company is like, do we turn off the water to the White House? You know what the answer is? Yes, you turn it the fuck off, just like you would anybody else. That's the answer. There's no other answer. Fiscally conservative, no. $16 million for a water bill. The fuck y'all doing up there? Now, look, hey, a lot of people work there, in and out, using the bathroom, washing hands. Some probably take showers. So, okay, fine. Fine, cool. Have at it, host. Do your thing. But I'm going to say this. The fact that the company won't turn it off when he won't pay the bill, that water company should be sued by the public. Because if somebody else don't pay their bill, they're going to turn the water off. They said they're going to give Trump another year to pay off $5 million when this jackwad wants billions for some concrete and or steel. You know that steel's going to be made in China. So I'm just saying it's not fiscally conservative anywhere. When they talk about lowering taxes and making things better off, they're talking about the billionaires and government officials paying less to no taxes, while everyone else has to pay higher taxes to help them out somehow. People that make, $5 and $10 and $100 billion a year, they need an extra $175 million from the public just because. And the government gives it to them and then they say, thank you. Then we're going to deregulate you just so you can, pay less money in those operations. So if it takes $1 million to get rid of the sludge and slime and toxic crap from whatever you're producing and get rid of it properly, you deregulate that. Then they take that stuff and spray it elsewhere or dump it in the rivers or a landfill where it shouldn't be. And that will ruin not just economies and environment, but people's health. So they pay less in all of that. That's all deregulation is. Don't think if you vote and desire for big companies to be deregulated and you have no idea what deregulation really means other than the conservatives want it and the Democrats hate it or something, then you are a flaming idiot. Even I have known what deregulation has been. Even I knew that, and I don't know jack crap about politics. Maybe 5% more than I did, 15 years ago. But still, I don't know anything. I'm just a surface guy, and I don't really want to go below that. So when you talk about being fiscally conservative, I want you to think about during the Bush years, 2000 to 2008, when Republicans, all right, were caught with using taxpayer money for strip clubs. When these people use taxpayer money for their private jets, when these people use taxpayer money to buy a pair of pants or a private phone booth, using taxpayer money to pay off some woman's abortion so they don't get caught, while also saying family values and being pro-life. I want you to think about all this crap. That's what I want. I want you to think about all that stuff. These are Republicans doing this. All right? I want you to think about fiscally conservative when you give to a Clinton foundation and they pocket that money. That's what I want you to think about. When you give to these Democratic charities and they keep the money, and whatever the charity is, notice that it doesn't get any better. Because charity is supposed to make things better. But when you give and what you're giving to stays the same, it ain't the people that's supposed to be receiving the money that's messing it up. It's the people that's supposed to be funneling the money from you to them that's hoarding the money, messing it up. That's the problem. Now, we don't need to be fiscally conservative. We need to be fiscally liberal. We need to be fiscally progressive. Give that tax money, instead of giving it to the big corporations, give it to these poor people. You really think that only black people and Mexicans and stuff receive this stuff? No. The majority of people on welfare happen to be white. The majority of people on welfare happen to be white and in the Midwest. And, hey, Michigan count. So listen, you want to have a better life, tell your government, hey, I'm not going to vote for you if you're going to give any money to these big corporations. I'm not going to vote for you if you're going to bail anyone out. I'm not going to vote for you if you're going to let these wealthy, any corporation, all right, make any laws or legislations by any means. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I've never voted for them people in the first place. Never did, not willfully. If I had thought, honestly, if I had thought Obama was going to be as much of a Republican as he was, I wouldn't even voted for him. Fuck him. I really wouldn't. I don't give shit. So you need to think about what you're voting for and why you're voting for it, because everything, when your money is used to make wealthy people allow you to get sick and you keep voting for that, you are expressing stupidity because you know better. And you might not want to hear it. You might not even want to agree, but that's the problem. You need to want to understand the truth. Fact check what I'm saying. Go research some definitions and think about what people in the party that you're so tribal and partisan about are really doing with that money. How in the world is it that progressives can look at what the Democratic establishment is doing and say, fuck you, but you Republicans can't look at your own party and say, wait, this is some bullshit. You hate the Democrats that much? You know what? Progressives hate them too. But then if you hate progressives, you just want to give our money away. You know what? You bad because others want to give your money away and give. Why should I help you get Medicare? Why should I help you, why should I pay for your medical bills? Why should I pay for your food? You know what? Don't. But while you're doing that, make sure you don't pay for the welfare of these big corporations too. If you can be all right with giving your money to these big corporations, then I gotta ask what the fuck is wrong with you, because you broke too. So you want to give all your money to someone that don't need it, opposed to giving a tiny portion of your money to people that desperately need it. If you give them your money and all they want to do is live in some cheap ass apartment with a roof over their head where they can turn the heat on in the winter and the air on in the summer, if that's all they want to do, then damn it, what the fuck is wrong with that? I have no problem giving a bum on the street $20 or $100 if I had to spare. Usually I ain't got but 5 or 10 to give. So why can't you? You're going to get taxed anyway. It's coming out your paycheck. It don't matter if you're on disability or not. Your taxes are coming out, and they're going to these corporations. They're going to the politicians. And these politicians use your tax money for advertisements to get you to vote for them so that they can use it for the corporations, their power for the corporations, to help ruin you and then make you blame everyone else other than the ones that are hurting you, taking your money and using it to get your vote. Just think about that cycle of stupidity. Break the cycle. Yes, are you stupid right now? Yep. But if you choose to change, you no longer are stupid. It is simple. It is simple. And you can do it. That's all I got to say about this. Look down in the description area to see where you can reach me and stuff. Comparative reasoning is not what you think, but why you think it. So think better. I got hope in that you can. I got some hope. Prove me right about my hope. This is Cedric Kennedy from Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.